So I'm here to let y'all see the Tarot of the Ages. One thing I look for in a deck is that it is multicultural. It drives me crazy when it isn't, because if I'm going to be spiritually connecting, I like to do that in an environment where it recognizes all the peoples of the world, not only one type. So that is a major problem. Even in decks that do try to include others, a lot of time there's not that many, or it's ambiguous and you can't exactly tell, like, oh, is that a darker one to represent, some other type of people? And, the world is made up, and I don't have to tell you that, of, Asians and Hispanics and blacks and whites. And our decks should reflect that, especially if it's, for some sort of spirituality purposes. So that is a pet peeve of mine. It takes me time to shop for decks, because if I look at them and there's not enough representation, I just can't. So anyway, I'm going to show you what this looks like. This is called Tarot of the Ages by Mario Garizio. That's Garizio. Mario Garizio. This is what it looks like. This is what the back looked like. And yes, it does come with a booklet. It's just a little black and white. It doesn't like show you the pictures again of what the cards are, but it does have reverse meanings of the major arcana and the minor arcana. I've heard of some decks not having that. And there's some other symbols on these cards, if you notice, like north and south for directions. And people also know about those meanings. I'm new, so I don't have any idea about the directions. But there is a section right at the beginning that tells you about that a little bit. And it shows you. These cards also have corresponding symbols, I guess about 12 of them, that match the astrology and horoscope, although they do seem to change some of the generally understood meanings, like the card that would normally be Capricorn, the devil, which would normally represent Capricorn. They have the symbol on it for Sagittarius, and there's a couple like that where the symbols don't necessarily match the commonly understood astrological sign, at least from the astrologers that I've watched, because I don't really know which card is supposed to correspond to the astrology, except for maybe like if it's Justice, it's Libra, which they don't have as Libra, or if it's the Hermit, it's Virgo, because I've heard it like over and over again. So I'm still a newbie and in the beginning of learning all of this myself, but I do think that it is a plus that the cards do include astrological symbols in the corners. And, so the more you get into it, you can look at that booklet and look at the symbol on the card. And I guess you'll have to intuitively see which one you think it is, if it's the commonly held or if it's the symbol that's actually on the card. Okay, so I'm going to try to go through them quickly. I love that. You see, she's not ethnically ambiguous or anything like that. She's a Nubian Egyptian. And that's what I like to see. There's like a little bit more westernized type of Egyptian. I mean, that's how they look now after they were Arabidized. I'm probably not saying that word right, but I think you know what I mean. So, anyway, it's still nice to see. I don't mind that, Middle Eastern type folk are included here. That's the point of me wanting a deck like this. This is one of my favorite cards here. It's very pretty. And this is what I'm talking about. I don't think that's the astrological symbol generally used for Virgo. More of you more familiar with that will know what it is. But being that it's the Hermit, they usually say that that's Virgo. So that's what I was talking about on switching it up, and you having to be able to intuit it for yourself and figure out what you think the meaning should be. Isn't that pretty? I love that. And these are all the major arcana that they've done in the Egyptian style. And then the cards are even numbered at the top. I don't know if it's like that. This is the cover card that you saw on the deck, box cover. And this is another one I'm talking about that I mentioned earlier, where that's the symbol, I believe, for Sagittarius. But being that it's the devil and looks more, you know, goat-like or whatever, normally people would say in a reading that that would represent a Capricorn. But this is what they have for the Capricorn. So, you know, those minor differences. But the cards are great. They're inclusive. They've got nice artwork. I like that. That's so pretty. That's a pretty card. I like this, how the moon is there kind of looking down on people. Well, not looking down, but, you know, they're over some figures, not just the moon by itself. They do the same thing with the sun, and there's actually a couple here, which is kind of interesting because I haven't seen a couple. And this is another confusing thing because this would normally be a symbol for the Pisces, right? Which is funny because I am a Pisces sun. So for me, yeah, that's perfect for my deck. But anyway, but normally I believe the sun would represent a Leo, and they've got like the Pisces symbol. So you'll have to divine that again for yourself and figure out like what you feel it's going to represent in a particular reading. Which I don't know, maybe it's good. Maybe it gives you more variety, more choices, and other things to easily divine. Isn't this so much nicer than looking at every single card of non-inclusive figures? Like, I can't stand when people say it doesn't matter. It matters. We come into this 3D world as we are, and all of us should be loved and accepted. I mean, you wouldn't want to cook with one seasoning, and you shouldn't love and exalt one type of race or ethnicity or anything like that. These are the Vikings. That's our European brothers and sisters. Beautiful card, isn't she? I love her. I love that. Nice art. Looks like some drastic stuff going on in those cards, huh? Well, that one's very nice and bright and majestic looking, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. Yeah, see, I can feel very good about this. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that king. Gorgeous, determined. Lions abound. Queen. Yeah, it's not ambiguous. You know, they're there. Oops. I'm trying to let y'all see them without any weird shadows. No, that's pretty. Look at that. Love that. So you can really get a feel I mean, I think this deck was just created that way, definitely on purpose, because it's not any kind of like uneven stuff going on. Really, really nice cards. Really inclusive. I think that's beautiful. Look at that. Alright, I'm gonna try to get through them. We're almost at the end. I know some of y'all don't like long videos. But I know when I'm buying a deck, I really do like to see, I need to get a feel for it, so I need to see all the cards. It doesn't necessarily have to be all the cards, but I know if like 10 cards go by and I'm not really seeing anything that resonates, then I'm not interested. So it's better to kind of show an entire deck. Then people know what they're getting, and if there's one or two cards that they don't like, they'll know like, oh, well, the majority of them are cards I do like. So they have that option available, and they can, yeah, some of these images are really beautiful and intense. I thought, did I skip a card? I don't, okay, no. I'm not sure if you all saw that. I think you did. All right. And we're at some coins now. Now, I've never used tarot cards, but I started watching the readers. So I've been using those Angel Oracle cards that I did a video on. But I decided they were getting a little beat up because my kitty was doing stuff to them. I can still use them, but I decided to get another deck, and this time I got these tarot. So let's see what it's all about. This is the final card in the deck, and look how beautiful that is. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, my friends. So there you have. This is the Tarot of the Ages by Mario Garizio. I think I showed you that before. Just so you know, because I believe there is another one. I did purchase this from Amazon, so that you know. And my kitty says good night. He's here on the table about to mess up my setup. Bye.